Good morning, friends. Welcome back to 9 Little Aussies. I have somebody I would like you to meet. I'm sitting out here in our back pasture, and it is a cool winter's morning here in Texas, East Texas, and we have something exciting to show you. Say hello to our friends on internet. Say hello. Hello, YouTube. I don't really think she cares much about YouTube. This is our beautiful new Jersey cow. So we've had her, let me see, Sunday. We got her on Sunday and today is Thursday. So we haven't had her a week yet. We've just been getting to know her. We're still nutting out a name. I'm hoping by the end of today she'll have a name. So possibly before this video goes up, she'll have a name. But she is beautiful. We kind of weren't ready. We have been wanting and talking about and even planning to have a dairy cow of our very own, to milk, to have fresh milk and yogurt and butter and cheese and all the good things for our family for about 8 years. It was about 8 years ago when we first got chickens, and it wasn't very soon after that we're like, you know, it would be so good to milk our own cow. And really the main reason was I wanted fresh raw milk, and it is just expensive. It is expensive to buy. Well, it was in Australia and it is here. And in Australia, we had the added problem that it wasn't legal. But we didn't know anyone who had a milk cow. And I realized pretty quickly that the only way we were going to be able to afford to feed our children raw milk was to have our own cow. But that was a wee while ago. That was 8 years ago. So, you know, sometimes dreams take a while to come to fruition. And she isn't like everything that we wrote down on our list. We've researched a lot, read a lot, and had a lot of things that we wanted in our perfect, ideal dairy cow. But you know, the ideal isn't always possible. The ideal did not line up with our budget, that is for sure. And it also didn't line up with our circumstances. So, but this little girl, when we weren't quite ready, we've been praying really actively about this. And as I've shared on previous videos, kind of taking steps to get prepared to have our little dairy cow, even though we didn't have any idea how it could possibly happen, because all of the ones we had seen locally, now I'd found a couple in Arkansas that looked really good. I wasn't 100% sure how they would go transferring down here. They were a different breed. They were, what were they called? Oh my word, it escapes me. I'll look it up. But I didn't know they're more of a cold weather breed, and so I didn't know how they'd go in Texas. But locally here, I hadn't seen any for under $4,000, which was just like so far out of our budget. And so we had kind of resigned ourselves to the fact, well, we are going to keep taking steps forward, getting prepared for this cow and praying about it, and but being patient and kind of letting go of expectations. So that is kind of what we had been doing. And then I got a phone call about this little girl who a friend had purchased her and had only had her like a week or two, and discovered that her back quarters they're small, her teats are small and inverted, and her husband could not, he's a big man with big hands and he couldn't milk her, and she works, so they had to tag team the milking, so that just wasn't going to be something that worked for them. And I thought, at first I was like, oh, well, if the teats are really small, maybe that's going to be a problem for us too. But you know what? I will go out there and meet her. So Zach and I went for a drive out to their farm and met her, and she is just so gentle and quiet. And we milked her, and yes, the back is not, it's not ideal. Like, it just isn't. That's probably why she was cold. She came off a dairy farm, and I would say that is probably why she was cold. She's had one calf, and she's only 2. We didn't know exactly, like, I haven't spoken to the original owner. I've just spoken to my friend who purchased her, but she said the owners told them that they'd had no trouble from her at all. Like, she calved fine, and she hadn't had any illnesses or sickness or mastitis or anything like that. But I would imagine, just seeing her, that those 2 back quarters is probably why she was cold. But Zach and I managed to milk her first time. And Zach's, well, he's 14, but he's very tall. And so he's got pretty big hands, but he's fine. He's still, not fully grown. So anyway, we just prayed about it, and we just had really a peace that this was the cow for us, which is funny because one of the things I had said was it must have a well-formed udder and long teats, and and she does. Those back quarters take more effort, they really do, but we are managing just fine after however many days. She's starting to settle and know where she's at. She was pretty nervous at first. I will show you some footage of where we put her when we first got her, because we did not have the holding yard built. And then we had we'd thought to ourselves, okay, there's 3 days. I asked them to hold her until the weekend. There's 3 days where we can get that holding yard built. And then, of course, a winter storm came through, and it was just a muddy mess. It was raining, and there's just no way we could, concrete posts in or anything. So then we're like, what are we going to do? We did have a friend offer to keep her for us while we built the yard, but we need to milk her twice a day because she didn't come with a calf, which is another not quite ideal situation. I would love to be able to calf share, but she didn't come with a calf. So we're milking her twice a day, which is actually not as big a problem as I thought it might be. It is a little tricky negotiating around. We've got a lot of basketball practices in the afternoon, and sometimes, church things on and whatever, but we are managing to do that at this point anyway. And yeah, those things that I had said to myself, oh, we must have this, and we must have this, and we must have this. I mean, the Lord has very gently and kindly and generously showed me that sometimes his plans are just not the same as ours, and he knows what he's doing. And I think her greatest quality is how gentle she is. Now, she's still a cow. She's a large animal, and there are times when, like, I have to remind the children who have not been around large animals very much. They've ridden horses and been around cows a little, but not a lot, not on a daily basis, where that they really get to know, the things that you can and can't do, the way you can watch the animal to see what she's telling you without words. They're just not familiar with them, and she is still a large animal. And if she decides, for example, when we're about to milk and I put her on the lead, she leads beautifully, which another thing, we didn't have a stanchion, or what in Australia we would call a cow bale, built. And that was another thing I was concerned about. I know a lot of cows, you got to have them in a, unless you have a beautiful quiet cow like this one, they have to be in an area where you can contain them and hold them in sort of while they get milked. But she leads, and we just tie her to a tree right now is what we're doing. Where we're building the yard, we will ultimately have like a little concrete pad where we'll probably just still tie her. I don't even think we need to worry about building a cow bale or a stanchion. So, I mean, that's a bonus, because I really thought we would have to have one. But that's what I was saying. When she decides, oh, okay, we're going to go milk, which she knows she gets a bit of grain when I milk her. That's one of the other things that I said, no, I don't want a grain-fed cow, because I grew up with my dad milking 1 or 2 cows every morning, my entire childhood, until we moved to a dairy farm when I was about, I don't know, 14, 13, somewhere around there. We moved to a dairy farm. But prior to that, Dad never fed any of our cows grain. He tossed them a biscuit of hay while he milked. And so that's what I wanted. I didn't want the extra inputs necessary. But she has come from a dairy farm where she is used to being fed grain, and her constitution is built that way, and her genetics and everything. So we're just going with that because that's what we've been given. So not exactly perfect, but she knows she's going to get grain at milking time, and man, she's got some strength, and she could easily bowl a child over, pull a child along, and she's not really being mean. She's just big. And so yeah, we're having to teach the children about that. And she's not even really big, actually. For a cow, she's pretty small, but compared to a small child, she is rather large. Aren't she, miss? But yesterday I came out, I didn't get any footage of it, I wish I did. I came out and Caleb just adores animals of all kinds. But I came out and found him. She was laying down on the hay that I had given her to eat. She was laying down on it, and he was laying down with her, leaned up against her, just playing with the straw, talking to her. She's just so gentle. She's beautiful. So I think that in itself is like worth its weight in gold, honestly. She's just so gentle. I'm going to show you now some of the footage that we took, just a little bit of when we first got her, when the day she arrived, and how we settled her into this makeshift kind of area at the back of our house. It's actually literally part of our backyard, and we had to train her to the hot wire. She had not been exposed to a hot wire before at all. So I got a bit of footage of that, so I'll show you that now.
I'll go under.
Okay, don't. Now the hot wire is very hot.
Yep, the rat's in the corner.
I don't think you want more of this. Alright.
Hey, hello, you want some food? What's that, baby? What's that?
Are we going to milk it tonight?
Yeah, but I think we need to just let her settle.
She has a blue tongue.
I don't think she'll let any milk out right now. We can always give her a bit of extra grain. I've been thinking of names. Anyone else been thinking of names?
Yes.
Belinda.
Belinda. No, we don't want her to act like Belinda.
Was Belinda a cow in the book? Have a name? What's your name?
I've thought of a few. Blossom. Willow. Fern.
Oh, you got any serious names? Or?
Hey, they're serious. Daisy. Yes, I think you should take it off now.
Can I take it off?
No, I want her to get used to me. Come here, baby. Good girl.
Don't zap me again.
Good girl. I'm just worried that she'll try to bolt if she gets zapped. Anyway, she's gonna learn.
She can't get past the fence, really.
The chicks are probably like, what is this thing?
What's your name, beautiful?
Australia.
No.
Heck no. That is the worst name
Down
ever.
under.
No.
Adelaide. We could
so
call her
sad.
Adelaide.
No.
Oh, when you go to milk, you could be like, guess what I was doing this morning?
could
I
call-
went down under.
I went milk down under.
I went down udder.
Yeah.
You could call her like Brisbane, Sydney, Adelaide.
Sydney.
Gold Coast.
No, that's not
Goldie.
That's such a bad
Goldie.
name.
No, gold.
maybe Goldie.
Oh my gosh,
It
did you
is.
let
We
Dad
could
name
call
us
her
kids?
Goldie.
Holy cow. Jeez, I hope you didn't.
You got ZPN. And you were named after both your Uncle Phil's.
Goldie.
That's really
Good
honourable.
work. Sunny.
Oh, Sunny. Sunshine. We call her Sunshine.
We could call her Sunshine.
Nah,
No,
Sunny.
that's a cool name.
Sunny.
Yeah, I mean,
Sunny, sunshine.
I think we also need one of those brushes.
I know what some is.
How much grain
we
did you
brush the
give her?
cow?
That's a lot. That's enough like when you go
Yeah,
to
you're only
cow.
supposed to give her
show cow.
a gallon.
That was a what?
I mean,
She'll
she's just
also
settling
be
in, so you
shock.
probably want to give her more.
That'll help settle it.
And she needs to bulk up. Look how thin she is.
Yes, she is. She is too thin.
What is this? That's fat. To me, it looks fat.
I think she does look very bony, but I know that they are bony.
Yeah, but she's a bit too bony.
So
we'll have to
alfalfa.
Alfalfa.
And
Leave her
her
alfalfa.
hoofs need a good clip. We need to clip her hoofs, Zach. Look at her hoofs.
Yeah. Can you Google that and learn how
We
to do
need
it,
to
please?
clip her hoofs, Zach. Look at her hoofs.
No, she did not
Did I
sound like
just
that.
sound like
no,
that?
we got.
She's got zapped a lot of times, but
She hasn't eaten the hay?
no, I think she's just nervous. She ate the grain we gave her.
Yeah.
And we're going to take this and see if we can milk her. But I don't know if she'll give a lot of milk, but just for the sake of the...
We don't need to turn off the fence, right? Because we can just go right under it.
Yeah, well, no, we'll probably turn it off while we bring her out.
I mean, clear? Is it clear for short? Clear track? No, that's too long of a complicated name. No, we
Okay, stay there. I'm going to go in with the fence on and get her. And then when I tell you, you can turn the fence off. Gracie, don't touch the fence.
Man, I want to touch that fence so bad.
Right here you can see just how quiet she is. I mean, keep in mind she has, when this was shot, only been on our property like less than an hour. Maybe an hour by this time, but brand new. Everything is so foreign and different and unfamiliar to her. Cows are such creatures of habit, and routine and familiarity really matters to them and how calm they are. And we were trying at this point to see if we could take her out of this little makeshift yard at the back of our house down to the barn to milk her, which is eventually where she will be milked. But we tried for quite some time to coax her through this small opening in the so we had basically blocked it off with that pallet you can see right there, and the hot wire of course was going all the way around, but the gateway she had to walk through was down beside an IBC tote, and she was so nervous and did not want to go past that tote and through that small opening. So after trying for quite some time, trying to coax her with grain and convince her to go through, we ended up just not even worrying about fighting that battle just yet, because after all, this was her first day and she was just getting used to everything. So we ended up deciding to leave her in this little backyard and just milk her right there.
Come on, baby. Tap for it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be ready to get more if I need you to.
Go.
There you go. Grab the- Don't let any fall in that bucket.
Oh, she can't see Bruce. No, wait, just save this. Save this.
Maybe you should scoot it up a bit against the tree.
Zach, why don't you hold her like
one of
this
the
on that
reasons
side?
she might have got cold is how her teeth at the back point in,
Yep.
because
All right, is there any food that he needs to fix Zion? Can you get the spaghetti and give Zion some food?
leftover spaghetti Zion can have. The rest of us
No,
can wait, but
she'll be right.
Good girl.
She's gonna run through that big basket.
It's not making the tinking sound, Mummy.
No.
I can kind of hear it now.
Having to hold the bucket?
Yes.
Well, and they say you get the bucket between the legs, but I don't
Move her leg. Move her back leg with your arm.
Yeah.
I'm videoing right now.
Why?
Gracie, I need that bucket. The white bucket, please.
On the other side.
See, that's not me. You can't fit that.
We know it's not you. Don't worry, it's fine. You've never done this before.
I'll go.
Maybe.
She's full is what it is, but we haven't milked her out.
Before we
Is it
milk.
terrible if we don't milk her all the way out tonight and get her in the morning?
Hold it up.
It's not good for her not to be milked out.
How much milk did you get?
Not much.
Yeah, she's full.
She's got a lot more milk in there than what I got.
Well, if you clean your hands, you can. Can I clean it in there?
Yep. It's just soapy water. Gracie don't know. I said, she's back here. We've got to help her feel comfortable.
It's not making me
We
feel
need to hold her. Oh no, Zach's going to
Just wait, Zach. Let us get her up here.
and just lift up the milk bucket, the seat. Gracie, back there, I said. Having a little girl there with a camera is not what she's used to. I think she's full.
Can you just hold her?
Which is well, that's the benefit of tying her. Then she can't. She's just nervous. But she's a good girl. For a young heifer to just stand like that. Hey, sweetie. Slow movements. Stay close to her body.
Touch
Don't
her.
go out wide. That's it. Goes in nice and close to her. Watch that back leg.
Put your forehead on her.
She's moving, she's moving. She's just eating more, so that's good.
I'm so cold.
You can go inside.
No, I want to Mommy. Daddy. We have a cow now. We should have second breakfast. First and second breakfast. Wake up early and do first, and then second. And I can help Mom with the fourth and second breakfast. Don't scare.
Good catch. She's alright though. You can keep going. She only moved a little. Oh, she spooked. I don't know what she spooked at.
Come here, baby.
It's alright. This is what we got from our first milking. So a quart and a bit. Keeping in mind she was very stressed still from being moved. So it's not bad. Good morning, Missy. Hey, sweetie. You do all right last night, sweetie? Put the bucket down and go up beside her, not straight in front of her. Just grab a hold of her, yep. The clip's under her chin. See, that lead rope is different and a bright color. That will be like, she'll be like, what's going on? Let her sniff the rope. All right. Do you want me to do it, or are you right to lead her out, or try to? You may need to take the lid off the bucket. We tried again the next morning to lead her out of the little pen in the back fence there down to the barn. Tried to lead her out. We thought, oh, she'll be more hungry this morning, so maybe with a bit of grain we'll coax her through the opening and we'll be able to get her used to walking through down to the barn. But as you can see, she still was very not keen on going through the gateway. Me to hold the bucket. And it is kind of narrow, and she did not know, you know, everything is still unfamiliar. This is still within the first 24 hours of us owning her and of her being here on the property. So she was still very much getting used to things. Good girl. Good girl. Come on, we're going to go out here. That's it. Come on.
Good girl.
Good girl. All right, come on. Out you come. Come to the food. Come on. Come on, girl. Have to get you out of this pen eventually. She walked in there no problem, but coming out she's freaking out about the gate.
Yeah, she's broke everything.
Well, let's see how we go today.
Out, out.
What?
Keeps on moving.
Oh, you're all up with these cow jokes, aren't you? Going down udder, you said yesterday. Oh my goodness, I'm getting it all over my boots.
Oh, she's checking out the camera again. Oh, we got over here.
How you doing, babe? What are you doing?
Checking out the camera, making sure she looks like a superstar.
But you moved away from me.
I got my makeup on.
You try and step it forward a little. One more step.
One more step. Come on.
There we go. Is that good or is that too much?
That's all right. I'll make adjustments. That cord is done for you.
She trained to the electric fence pretty quickly.
Yeah, she did. She probably got booted, I reckon, half a dozen times before she...
Really?
Yeah, she wasn't joining the dots at first.
I think she thought it was Dad who was zapping her. Because Dad was standing in here with her when she got zapped the first time.
Yeah.
She backed up.
But when you and Dad went down to the barn, I stayed watching her just to make sure she's okay. And she got booted about another half a dozen times.
Really?
And at first she was panicking. She was running from one fence to the other and like just
yeah.
not realizing that it was the fence that was causing her.
Yeah,
Hey,
take the
sweetie.
stool, take the
You
stool.
is a good girl.
Take the stool and everything you can at the same time.
Yeah, she's got a crack on that back teeth.
Left or right?
Over on this side. I will make
Make
it.
sure you warm up.
Yeah. Oh, that is cold, baby girl. That is cold, cream. It is cold. You're a good girl. And I did tell the kids they can come out and say hello when we finish milking. Say hello, YouTube. We milked her yesterday and then again this morning. She's just stood beautifully to be milked, just with one of us holding her. Haven't you? I don't think she's been used to the electric fence, but she clued on pretty quickly. Hey, she's a very pretty little girl. So I didn't let the kids come out here for this milking this morning. We're just trying to get her to settle in, but they are going to come out and say hello now that the milking's done.
You look better than yesterday. The pink cow boot.
Yeah, you have to. Oh. Now, if you want to, you can come over here and do slow movements, not up near her eyes, down on her side. Hey, Zion.
Is the fence off?
The fence is off. Just go under it. You want to come over here, sweetie? I've got her on a lead rope. She's very gentle. Come over and say hello. She's very gentle, Zion. We're going to go and measure it in a minute. I'm just letting you say hello before I go inside and measure it.
Dude, have we thought of it?
So then we gave her some fresh hay and let her be. This first milking took us forever. We were out there for like an hour and a half. Well, I guess technically this was the second milking, but the first full milking. Oh no, just a wheelbarrow. Is that weird? Alright, I'll let her go now.
Alright, I'm telling the thing.
Yeah. I don't think this is, no, this isn't another full one.
No, probably not. Definitely not. Half?
Might not even be half. So it might be under 3/4 of a gallon, I think.
But considering when we just got her yesterday, she's probably still short.
Oh yeah, it'll take her a while to settle in. Our second milking, we have, this is a 1/2 gallon, or you can already see the cream trying to separate. And I don't know, what's that, like a quarter of this 1/2 gallon? So whatever that is. Does it actually, I guess this is mils. So that's 500 mils. And that's whatever a 1/2 gallon is. I don't know. What's a 1/2 gallon? It must be, that's 1,500 to No, I don't know. I don't know. Whatever that is. That's how much we got from our second milking at that cream line. And actually it was better because I've already taken cream off the top for my coffee. And now Zach's making a cup of tea. Oh my goodness, tea with cream. People, this is where it's at. Look at that cream line. So exciting. Okay, friends, well, thank you for joining me today as I share with you this really exciting new step on our journey here on our little piece of land in East Texas. We are super excited to have our little cow, and hopefully I will let you know what her name is pretty soon. But until then, sunshine and raindrops, friends, and may all of your cow dreams come true eventually, like they did for us. Oh, oh, sweetie, I got your nose. You must be careful. Oh, bless. It's okay.